Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right, we have the Mr. Cypress Maple in the Forest. We have a Montblanc, and this is the Robert Louis Stevenson, which has got a pirate theme to it. We have a Montblanc Le Petit Prince, and this is the Aviator Solitaire Doue. We have a Mr. Cypress Raden Dragon. We have a Conway Stewart, and this is the King Charles III Coronation in sterling silver. We have another Montblanc, and this is the Homage to the Brothers Grimm. We have an Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2023. We have an Onoto, and this is the Great Court Roof Metallic Edition of the British Museum. We have a TWICO Seishu Dragon in red, and we have a TWICO Seishu Dragon in green. So I think let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. So we have here the Mr. Cypress Maple in the Forest, which is a beautiful pen, and I really want to sort of try and get you a close-up here. This pen really is stunning. It has all of these maple leaves there on the pen with gold ends here. It's in a cigar shape. Very, very tactile feel to this pen. Beautiful work of art from Mr. Cypress and their artisans. It comes with a 14 karat gold number 6 size Mr. Cypress nib. You can't post the cap on this. It does have a bit of a step down because the cap is flush to the body. But this is a pen that really writes well, and I do love it. I do love maple leaves. I think that's part of the reason. I like that there's a lot of maple leaves on this pen, and you can just see them there. That really is stunning. So very glad that I was able to pick that pen up and add it to my collection when I did. And that was about this time last year, actually. It was, I want to say, maybe August 23, I think I picked that one up. The next pen I added here is, I added in February this year. And this is the Montblanc Robert Louis Stevenson. And you can see there, it's got a skull and crossbone as the Montblanc snowflake. It really has a pirate theme. You've got this like lattice sort of wood here as well. You've even got the writing here in reverse, signifying a pirate. You've got a peg leg here as well. And you've got lots of crosses here with also a larger cross or an X marks the treasure. It's beautiful pen. I really do like it. You can see there it's an amazing pen. They've not gone overboard with it, but they've gone overboard enough to not go too overboard. You've got number 6 size nib there, and again, that nib is beautiful. Because this is a writer's edition pen, you can't post the caps on these. They are not designed to be posted, unfortunately. So that is one of the downsides to the Montblanc Writers Editions. The other thing normally is that they're typically a chrome or sort of what some may call slippery section. I don't find this one slippery at all. It really feels nice inside my hand, and you can see there, in terms of the length of this pen, it's actually a decent size as well, about the right size for me, I would say. It is a piston filling pen, not a cartridge converter. Most Montblanc, certainly the writers editions, are piston filling pens. The next pen inked up here is the Montblanc Le Petit Prince Aviator. You can see that there. You've got a plain engraved or debossed into that leather there. You've got the leather stitching. And this is on a platinum finish, and you've also got the sands laser etched there into the body. You've got the Montblanc snowflake there as well. Again, piston filling pen. You can't post the cap. This section is a little bit more slippery than I'd say the Robert Louis Stevenson. And then also you've got a lovely number 6 size medium nib there. It's a weighty pen. It is platinum, so it is a weighty pen, and a piston filling pen as well. Does feel a little bit back weighted, but again, that's probably why Montblanc won't let you post the caps on these. Really loving that I was able to pick this one up again. That was, I want to say January this year. I think it was towards the end of January that I picked that one up. Beautiful pen. I'm loving it a lot. Actually, I got both of these from Roy at Izods, and I wasn't really into Montblanc pens, not into Montblanc Writer's Edition pens, but those two did speak to me. They were good prices, and I decided I would pick those pens up and add them to my collection. The next pen, which I think I bought about October last year, this is the Mr. Cypress Raden Dragon. This dragon is beautifully done. It's crafted out of sort of highly cut out abalone shell in various colors to make that sparkle there. I have heard that you can dye or bleach the abalone shell into different colors. I don't know if that's what Mr. Cypress did here or their artisan that made this, but it's a beautiful work of art. The colors just pop and really is amazing. And I have to say that I do like it a lot, and I have to say it's a beautiful pen. So I will definitely add some more of these, probably to my collection at some point. I do like Raden pens. This comes with a number 6 size Mr. Cypress 14 karat gold nib. You can't post the cap on this either. It's not designed to do so. Most Seishu Makie pens are not normally designed to be posted. It does have a slight step down because the body and cap are flush, but this is just a beautiful work of art, and very glad that I bought it when I did, and I will probably buy some more Raden pens. I do like Urushi, I do like Makie, I do like Raden. The next pen I purchased in December last year, and this is the Conway Stewart. This is the King Charles III Coronation pen in sterling silver. I've got a lovely guilloche weave going on here around the cap and the body. It is sterling silver with a gold-plated silver clip there. And if I unscrew the cap, you'll see that it's got a resin section. And a Conway Stewart number 6 size Yovo nib, and I got that in a medium. It is a cartridge converter, like the Mr. Cypress there. You can post the cap. It doesn't post deeply, and it kind of feels like it's going to wobble and fall off. I don't think it was really designed to be posted. But it's a really decent size in my hand. So for me, I don't feel the need to want to post that. And it's going to be back weighted as well, because if it doesn't post deeply and it's sterling silver, it's going to be weighty on the back end. So another reason why I typically do not post a lot of my caps, because a lot of my pens typically are more on the weighty side, and if you've got a weighty body, you're typically going to have a weighty cap, and you add the cap onto the back of the body, it's just going to be very back weighted at that point. The next pen, I've wanted this for a couple of years since it came out, is the Montblanc Homage to the Brothers Grimm. And I got to try one in, I think it was March or October 23. I really liked the size of it. I liked the tactile feel of the pen. And I decided when I saw this come up that I would buy this. And this was from a jeweler's, Pravins jewelers. And they only had 2, and I got the very last one. So I'm very glad that I got this. But it's got this sort of like bark effect going on here on the pen. And if I unscrew that cap, you'll see it's ruthenium plated everywhere. And then you've got that number 6 size nib there from Montblanc. Again, being a writer's edition, you can't post the cap on this one. It's a pretty decent size. It's more weighted down here, I'd say around about below the center part. So it's actually a fairly decent weight, but I don't feel the need to post caps normally. And the writer's edition where you can't post most of the caps, that doesn't really bother me at all. I don't personally go into buying a pen saying I want to post that cap. I know some of you do. I know some of you feel the need or want to post those caps, but for me, I just don't feel the need to post the caps unless they're a small pen. The next pen inked up is, I've had it inked up for a few weeks now. It's the Onoto. It's the Charles Dickens. It's the Christmas Cow 2023 edition with this lovely tortoise or tortoiseshell color resin. And then you've got these black stripes that are, in this version, gilded in silver, has silver trims. I also have the gold gilded version and in gold trims. I really like this. It's got an Onoto number 7 size nib on it, and it's a medium nib cartridge converter. And you can post a cap if you want to on this one. It will post. But I love this. I love this pen. I love the ink that I've got inked up in this pen as well. So I just felt that I needed to write with that pen again this week. And then the next pen inked up is an Onoto Great Roof. And this is the metallic edition. So this is very similar to the British Museum Great Roof resin. But you have the metallic gilding here on this pattern to make it stand out more. It really is a beautiful pen. I picked this up secondhand. And I've got a medium 18 karat gold nib on there. I think I got it with a steel nib. I did put one of my other medium nibs on there more recently, but it was one of those nibs that had previously been ground to a crisp metallic, and I wasn't a fan of that nib. So I bought another nib at the March London Pen Show this year, and I've put that nib into this pen now, and I'm really liking how it writes. It's a cartridge converter pen, and you can post the cap there as well. It does post deeply and securely, so you can post the cap if you want to. Most Onotos you can. Maybe there are some where the cap may not post securely and it may just spin. Typically, the sterling silver Onotos you cannot post the caps on, so that's just something to bear in mind if you are a cap poster and you're interested in an Onoto sterling silver pen. The next pen inked up is the TWICO Seishu Dragon in red. I actually picked this up just over a year ago. It was the March 2023 London Pen Show. I saw these and I'd seen them before. I think it was in October 22 at the London Pen Show. And I managed to pick up 2 of these. I picked up the prototypes, not the sort of numbered editions there, but these really are beautiful. This is a dragon in red with abalone shell in the eyes there. Beautiful pen. The artisan is Seishu. It was made for TWICO, which is Twiss and Coates, who are John Twiss, the custom pen maker in the UK, and also Vince Coates of Northumbrian Pen Company and the Turner's Workshop in the UK. This comes with a 14 karat gold medium Yovo nib, number 6 size nib. Cartridge converter, you can't post the cap. Does have a bit of a step down because the cap and the body are flush, so you are always going to have a step down there, but that doesn't bother me. I prefer, in a lot of cases, especially if you've got a Makie Urushi design like that, I do prefer to have the cap flush with the body. And then the last pen here, again, is another TWICO Seishu Dragon in green. Again, you've got the abalone shell here in the eyes, so it sparkles. And again, made by Seishu for TWICO. So John Twiss and Vince Coates there. Beautiful, beautiful pen. You can feel, it's very tactile. You can feel the scales of the dragon. Beautiful. It just doesn't really show it on camera, unfortunately. You kind of need a vision type thing. Again, I got this with a 14 karat gold medium Yovo nib there. And it really is just a beautiful, beautiful nib to write with. Again, cartridge converter, you can't post the cap. A little bit of a step down there, purely because I'll show you there that the cap and body are seamless and lined up. But that is a really beautiful pen, like the red version, and I still have difficulty choosing between the red and the green. I think the green stands out more to me now than the red. I thought when I bought it, the red would stand out more, but I do like both of them. I would never part with one. If I had to part with them, I'd have to part with both, because I'd find it very difficult to part with one and keep one in my collection. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So the first pen inked up this week is the Mr. Cypress Maple in the Forest. So we'll do an ink swatch first. And I still love this ink a lot. This is one of my, not first inks I ever bought, but it was probably in the first batch of maybe 20 inks, 30 maybe. I want to say 20. And this, bear in mind that I've got now over 400 inks, is insane. So this is the Mr. Cypress Maple in the Forest. And it's a medium, and it's a 14 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Raden Ombre de Bermanie. And I do like this as an autumn coloured ink. I know I bought Diamond Autumn Ochre around about the same time, and I loved the shading on Autumn Oak so much that I started using Diamond Autumn Oak over Raden Amber de Bermanie, and it was only about 5 years later that I really started using Raden Amber de Bermanie again, and really fell in love with it again. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc Robert Louis Stevenson. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is a beautiful writing nib. Very smooth. I just love this nib. And I'm just going to need to check the ink in this one, because I think I know what it is, but I just want to double check it. Sometimes you think you know what it is, and then it turns out to be something entirely different. But no, this is what I thought it was. So this is the Montblanc Robert Louis Stevenson, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib, and the ink in here is diamine graphite. And if I can do an A there and not a P, that will work out just nicely. But that is a beautiful writing nib. I couldn't probably have a better writing Montblanc nib, or any nib, to be honest. It's a nice nib. It doesn't have a lot of bounce to it, like a lot of Montblanc nibs, but it really does write well. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc Le Petit Prince Aviator Solitaire Doue, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it's a beautiful pen. So I will let that one go. We'll do an ink swatch here. Again, this nib writes flawlessly. It really is a beautiful writing, smooth nib. This is the Montblanc Le Petit Prince Aviator, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib again. And the ink in here is KWZ Nuki Brown, which is a UK Pen Show exclusive ink. If you wanted an ink like that, I would say probably Diamine Ochre is similar if you're not in the UK or if you can't get that ink. Probably that Diamine Ochre, maybe Akamon SBRE Brown perhaps as well. They're closer to it. They're not identical, but they are close to it. The next pen inked up is the Mr. Cypress Raden Dragon. So we'll do an ink swatch here. Now, this does have a little bit more of a bouncy nib, I would say. It's not a flex nib. It's not super bouncy, but it just, you can feel it when you're writing slightly. So this is the Mr. Cypress Raden Dragon in a medium 14 cat gold nib. So Mr. Cypress nib, and the ink in here is Diamine. And I just want to double check that as well, because I want to say that that is Diamine Earl Grey, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It is Diamine Graphite again. This is the one ink that really does stump me, because in some of my pens, Diamine Earl Grey is actually quite dark. Sometimes it's more of a medium grey. And I do sometimes think that the Diamine Graphite is actually Diamine Earl Grey. The next pen inked up is a Conway Stewart King Charles III Coronation pen. And we'll do an ink swatch here. Now this also is a bit of a bouncy nib. Just double checking. So this one does sing a little bit on Oxford Optic paper, which is what this paper is. Doesn't sing as much on Tomoe River. So this is the Conway Stewart Coronation, or it's King Charles III Coronation pen, and it's a medium 18 cat gold Yovo nib for Conway Stewart, and then the ink in here is actually Diamine Earl Grey, and that's why, because this actually looks slightly darker than that one, and that's why I was thinking, is the Mr. Cypress Diamine Earl Grey? And it definitely isn't. So normally Diamine Graphite is darker than Diamine Earl Grey, but it really depends on the pen that you put it in. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc Brothers Grimm. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And you can see here, this is a dark grey ink. So this is the Montblanc Brothers Grimm. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib. And the ink in here is actually KWZ Grey Lux, which I thought originally would have been a lighter grey, but actually turns out to be quite a dark grey. And again, I like it. I like medium greys, and I like dark greys. The next pen inked up is an Onoto Charles Dickens The Christmas Cow 2023 edition. And we'll do an ink swatch here. And you can see here that this is certainly a lighter grey. So this is the Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Cow 2023, and it is a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is KWZ Old Smoke, which is that UK pen show exclusive, or London, more specifically pen show exclusive. But you can typically, if you go to any of the UK pen shows, you can normally buy that bottle of ink. I think they originally came out with Beefeater Red, and then Nuki Brown, and now Old Smoke. The next pen inked up is the Onoto Great Roof Metallic Edition. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is a dry writing ink for sure. So this is the Onoto Great Roof Metallic Edition. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Robert Oster. Aussie Gold, which is a very nice ink that Robert Oster has created there. He does quite a few nice sort of goldy sort of coloured inks, and that one I am loving a lot. The next pen inked up is the TWICO Seishu Dragon in red. So we'll do an ink swatch. And you can see here, this pen is still low on ink. I haven't written with it much this week, so I think I will definitely flush this one out. So this is the TWICO Seishu Dragon in red. It's a medium, and it's a 14 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is a KWZ Thief's Red, which is a beautiful red ink, and I think matches this pen a lot. And then the last pen here is the TWICO Seishu Dragon in green. So we'll do an ink swatch. And you can see here again a lovely green colour ink. So this is the TWICO Seishu Dragon in green with a medium 14 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is KWZ Grass Green, which is another green ink that I like from KWZ. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have a Mr. Cypress Maple in the Forest in a medium 14 karat gold nib, inked up with Herbin Amber de Bermanie. We have a Montblanc Robert Louis Stevenson in a medium 18 karat gold nib, inked up with Diamine Graphite. We have a Montblanc Le Petit Prince Aviator Solitaire Doue in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Nuki Brown. We have a Mr. Cypress Raden Dragon in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Graphite. We have a Conway Stewart Coronation in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. We have a Montblanc Brothers Grimm in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Grey Lux. We have an Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2023 edition in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Old Smoke. We have a Onoto Great Roof Metallic Edition in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Robert Oster Aussie Gold. We have a TWICO Seishu Dragon in red in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Thief's Red. And then we have a TWICO Seishu Dragon in green in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Grass Green. So there you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.